Looks like we are live. I apologize if the screen resolution is a bit off. Let me put this here. This should not hit the laptop keyboard if I'm lucky. Let's see. All right, that looks like we got good resolution there. All right. Hey, Gwen, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. All right, so current status of everything. I am running off the laptop. The Wi-Fi connection was absolutely horrible for the camera. It was flickering all over the place. So I was able to find my Ethernet to USB adapter and plug that in, turn off the Wi-Fi. And it seems like we got an acceptable bandwidth going here. Let's see, what else was there going on? I'm a little bit late because it took a lot of extra energy to kind of like move around and get in place, but we seem to be good. I'll probably run maybe till about 5:30, so 2 hours if lucky. And Gwen says it looks okay. Thank you very much for that, Gwen. Just a second here. I got to open soda bottles with my teeth because my hands are not strong enough. I mistimed the start of the goal, and it's half an hour. I'll reset it if it doesn't go through, but basically the goal is that if somebody makes a super chat of any level on the stream, I will tell a story of their choice that I've obviously told before, or if they have a question about something that I've talked about but not in detail, I'm happy to try and expand on that. All right, so I believe, I did finish up move 26, and we are going on to move 27. All right, so, all right, so 40 of those. That should be relatively easy. The extra ones I put in for here are not on here yet, so I don't have to worry about those. So 40 is an accurate count. 2. Let's see if I can do it fast with these. 4. Yeah, at least I saw where that one went. Whoops. Knocked the camera off my foot. Let's get this back in place. There we go. All right, so 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. Okay, I am too short. Let's see, do I have any more in an obvious spot? I think I had some stuck on another one. I'll have to look for that. In the meantime, I need 8 1x4s and 8 1x6s. So let's get those 1x6s here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm thinking about it. This is also 1x6s. Let's go ahead and add these up rather than having 2 partial stacks. Oops. All right, let's see. Melee, hey, nice to see you. Hey, Gwen and Torin in chat. So my current health status is, I think I may be able to last until Friday without having to go into the hospital. I am having a lot of trouble with stairs. It takes pretty much both hands and sometimes my shoulder to get me up a set of stairs. Down is a bit easier, which is useful, but I still have to be very careful with that. All right, so let's see. 1x4 is what I'm looking for at the moment. Ah, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and I had 1 over here. That's 8. That works out pretty good. Let's see if I can find some more tall round pins, because I need at least 2 more according to the instructions. I don't think I had any of them fall to the floor prior. No, I'm not seeing them on any of these stacks. See. Oop, there's one there, which means I'm only 1 short. Let's set this here. All right, and just quick check on the floor, see if there's one obvious one, because they're kind of visible when they're white. Nope, I don't see it. Worst case scenario, I think I can stack 2 short round ones in the meantime. All right, I need 8 of the 2x2 with a single square on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, sorry. Gwen says hello to Melee. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yesterday, Mrs. Torin and I went on a lunch date together. Since our roommate isn't able to handle hot food very well, we went to the local Indian place, and I had a lamb madras, and she had a goat balti, and they were both delicious. We had them at medium heat because we're not that high of a heat tolerance between the 2 of us, but it was pretty good, actually. Oops, sorry about the noise. Let's see, can I see a tall round one in here? It's white. I don't seem to see one. Yeah, well, I'll worry about that later. Okay, so these go on top of these round ones here. And, okay, they get squared up to the corners of the build plate. So get them spun around as I put them on. Try not to mash these over since they are unsupported their whole height, essentially. Actually, yeah, these ones are just straight up unsupported. I got a couple of protrusions. All right, that looks good there. Anyway, it was a nice dinner, and Mrs. Torn and I had a chance to sit and chat, which we don't always get a chance to do in the house, just because it's the house and you don't always think about things. And when you're out together, it's a chance to like talk over stuff. and just see what's going on in your spouse's life that they may want to talk about. And just to spend some time in their company with just them and you in a nice setting. So, unfortunately, given the budget and my health, I am not going to be able to attend Legal Vice's funeral. Which admittedly is sad, but it does sound like it's going to be well attended by people who knew him and interacted with him a lot more than I did. So I'm glad to hear that. And I do know Flux and Megan Fox are going. Still would like sometime in the not too distant future if they're willing to meet up with like Flux and Mrs. Flux for a dinner just to say hi and get a chance to talk in person. Given that we're not that far away geographically. All right, and on the front edges here, we do the 1x6s. Oh, one in from the edge because we have tall round ones going in those spots. There we go. Now, I might try and turn on a couple more lights because it's a little bit dim from my viewpoint here. I know there's some decent reflectivity from the table. Even though it's black, it's fairly shiny, so it reflects reasonably well. So Gwen says that's sad. I'm assuming that's in regards to going to Jeff's funeral. I don't do well at funerals. And admittedly, that may have been due to the fact that when I was younger and family members passed, I was usually one of the people asked to carry the casket. And I'm not that strong, so I was always terrified that I would drop them. And I know it's considered an honor, but it gave me a lot of stress. All right, so we do ones on the ends here. Actually, I'll go ahead and do the two short one here. If I can put them together. All right. So I don't know how many of you remember the it actually looks like it needs 3 of them. Let me see. Okay, yeah, it's not a 2, it's a 3. So let's grab one more of the small round ones. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I don't remember how many of you remember from like a little over a year ago, about a year and a half now. I printed out an odometer for an attendance counter for the event I go to in August. And apparently this last year it broke. So talking over it with Mrs. Torin, we decided that instead of like just trying to make it a little stronger so it holds up a little bit better, some of the complaints we were getting with it was that it was hard to use and hard to crank. And then these open spaces between the flat tops here. So what I did is I'm going to take out all the internal gearing. There are 2 pieces that need to be redone to replace the ones that are in there. The only one that actually broke per se was the drive gear, and the piece that on one end that the drive gear fits through, I'm reprinting that without a hole for the drive gear. And then I'm going to take out all the internal gearing, and it's the first number ring had a knurl to the right of it that was just as wide as the numbered portion. And that was so if you had to turn it by hand, you had like a decent grip thing. But without the gears in it, each wheel will turn independently relatively easily. And you only have to spin each one maybe at most 1 time around. So it doesn't actually need a lot of turning force or a lot of additional grip surface. So I figure that I'll reprint that one to just be a regular width number wheel like the other 4. Trying to throw them on the floor, that would be bad. So once that's done, I'll take out the current gearing. I'll get like a piece of PVC pipe to go around like a center threaded rod that will keep the spacing just right so it doesn't like bind up if you clamp it too tight. And I'll probably take some slippery plastic like high density polyethylene or ultra high molecular weight. I think also polyethylene. Oops, that one knocked over. And like glue it in on the contact surfaces to make it easier to spin. All right, let's see. Let's get that in there. Get this one back. It does not want to sit. There we go. And then that way the wheels will be relatively free spinning. The first and last, or the end caps on each end, have a little kind of notch cut out that you can use a piece of round rod as kind of a spin lock so the whole thing doesn't spin. And I'll redo the wood case it's in, probably in cherry, maybe maple, depends on what I have on hand. And I'll use like a spacer block inside that I route out and do like an angle where it'll hold the ends so that it doesn't wobble either. And between all that, I think it'll be a nice thing when it's done. I'll probably, let's missed one there. All right, so I think that's all of them. We're ready for the next move. So once that's done, I should be able to, I'll finish the cherry or maple with a clear finish, and I'll have engraved what it is on the front plate where there's like a window cut out for it. And then I will function my brain, please. Then I'll, once that's engraved, the whole thing has a clear finish, then we'll paint in the engraved portion, because if you don't finish it before you do the engraving, the paint tends to get sucked into the wood and you get like whispers of color as it soaks in. And then do another layer of finish over the top so that stays sealed in. And I think that'll be good to go. And then it shouldn't have to have any maintenance problems going forward. Okay, there's the 8 that I already did. And I need 8 1x4s. All right. Here's some more 1x4s. That's combined stacks. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 8 right there. Okay, that just used that one up. And Gwen says, I remember that. Yep. I figured you would. You've been around not quite since the beginning, but very early on, and you've been probably the most regular watcher of my channel, which is one of the reasons why I asked you to be moderator. That, and you're also probably one of the most calm people in chat. So it's nice to have you being willing to do that role. Appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need 12 of them. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then we need 8 of the round ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, Gwen, I was going to go ahead and see if maybe JKD Buck 76, who's a moderator in a lot of channels, would be interested in being the Rumble side chat moderator. Not that we have a whole lot of people there yet, but I know he watches over there a lot of times, and given the fact he's mod in a lot of channels, I figure that might be a good idea if he's willing. And Gwen said, "Oh, I resemble those remarks. Yep, you are definitely a wonderful person. I appreciate you being here." All right, so I think that's everything. Okay, so, all right, we do 3 of these on top of each one of these. The move should get much faster as we work our way up because I have less area to cover, and it's a little easier to see what it is I'm supposed to be doing. And let's see, Melee says, Gwen, you're the best. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did, but I've been accepted into a psychiatric practice group that manages attention deficit type stuff. And my first appointment with them is in March. And I'm hoping that I will be able to get a much better handle on my ADHD so that I can do all the projects that I want to do that I just sit around and don't do, which is really, really frustrating. I thought I was actually doing pretty good getting the extra memory for the streaming computer so I could do like gaming streams on it a little better. And it turns out that I managed to kill the streaming computer. I did a post on it, but yeah, I was trying to unscrew the fan shroud over the CPU so I could rotate it around so I could actually fit in all of the memory I'd gotten. And as I was trying to unscrew it, it slipped off the screw and hit the motherboard. And I didn't think it left a scratch, but after it wouldn't boot up anymore, I went ahead and looked closer, and yeah, there's a very, very light scratch, but it does go over some traces. And I'm assuming somewhere along the way it broke one of them. And the motherboard, when I turn on the power, the fans spin up, but nothing happens, no video out even from the onboard video. So, yeah, I'm stuck with that. And Janask is on. Welcome, welcome, and says, excellent. Thank you very much. It's good to see you here. And Gwen says, I think this chat is the best. It's easy to be a good mod in with a good chat. Yeah, we haven't really had any issues. There was that one person who, like, supposedly uploaded viruses in chat. That was kind of funny. But I've done enough IT work that it's like, yeah, that's just chat. And I know how well computers work that I was not worried about anything. All right. These ones go on top of these little 1 or 2x2 with a single pin post top squares. And we will be ready for move 29, which means we are rough, not quite, but almost 2/3 of the way through this build by layer count. All right. Just got to be really careful not to knock those over. All right. Also, today is my last day on the prednisone. So, okay, we have 1x3 roundeds. We need 16 of those. I think I remember seeing that in here. Yep, there we go. That's the 1x3. All right, so we need 16 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 and 16. There we go. I'll just set that aside there because I'm not sure if we actually have any more for the rest of this. And I need 32 of the angle up 2 pieces. Let's see. All right, so I think we are... Okay, so Gwen says to Anne Janask, hello. And Melee says, it was so random. Yeah. And Janask says, hello, Gwen. And Melee says, hey, Anne Janask. And Anne Janask says, hey, Melee Cormier, good to see you. And Gwen says, yeah, I figured that Torrent 3 would yeet him if he was a serious threat. Yeah, chat's chat. Theoretically, you could do some sort of script injection, but I think YouTube has a blocker, like with their swear word type stuff where they don't want certain words mentioned. And you can type it in the chat, it just doesn't post it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I need 32 of them. 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Yeah, I've managed to clear out enough of these that they're much easier to find what it is I'm looking for. All right. Speaking of IT stuff, there's a joke in the business, so to speak, where there's a person who loves the Internet of Things, and everything they've got is connected to the internet. They can control their thermostat, their refrigerator, their oven from the internet. And then there's the grizzled old IT professional who lives out in a cabin with no internet connectivity, just an old air-gapped computer and printer. And they also have a shotgun in case the printer starts making funny noises. And I'm more closer to the second than the first. I appreciate a lot of the stuff, but some stuff I'm an early adopter for. A lot of stuff, it's like, I really don't have a use for that, so I don't see the point. Let's see. Oh, the wheel for American Truck Simulator came in today. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to hook it up to. Well, I have the couple other computers that I can hook it up to, but I was going to have it on the streaming computer, which will hopefully be up again and running maybe Wednesday or Thursday. And hopefully I'll still be home and able to work on it. All right, and so the rest of these go on here, and they cross over the wider, not the corner ones. So let's see. These will probably be faster to place by hand because I can get my fingers around them to push them on. All right, and Gwen says, has everybody hit the like button today? Thank you very much for the reminder, Gwen. And Janesk says, yes, ma'am. And the Cormier says, cool. And Gwen says, thank you. And I thank you as well. All right, so Yeah, even though the streaming computer was dead, I want to work on this and I want to chat with my friends. So I figured I'd do what I could. Plus, it will help with the YouTube thing. I was thinking I could, work on the um, some of the time lapses, and then I remembered that the computer that died is the one that has my local storage for the video stuff. It's on its own hard drive. It's a secondary non-OS drive, so and it's a spinning disk, so I don't think anything happened to it, of course, and I can put it in another computer. I just figure by the time I could get all that up and running, I'd probably have, come on, go on there. There we go. I would have the other computer back up and running before I got to that point. So, and it'll also then have enough memory to handle stuff like video editing. The video card I've got in it, is a 1080 Ti, which admittedly is a little bit older, but it's even though it's a bit older, it is one of the higher end video cards of its generation. They're only a couple generations newer than that right now with NVIDIA, so it should be more than enough power to do most of the stuff I want. And if I do have to get a replacement, I'll probably get like a current generation 1060, or not 1060, but the X060 level, because they're also like 90% there. They don't handle some of the heavier loads, but I'm not likely to really get into those. I'm not folding on them. Things take just a little bit longer for like video editing, shouldn't be a problem, and they're more than good enough for games. So I am trying to not spend as much as time goes on, at least not unless the channel takes off wildly, which I realize is not going to happen. But I would like to eventually grow to the point where when I am ready to retire, it provides enough extra income that I don't need to take another job or whatever to meet the bills. Our mortgage isn't going to get paid off till I'm like 72, though we are paying ahead on it. So we are knocking years off of it ahead of that. So it might actually be, might get to the point where it is paid off before we retire. But I'm also aware that a lot of people who do retire and just kind of don't have any activities, hobbies, or work that they do tend to not live as long. And as I tell Mrs. Torn 3, I want to grow old with her. And growing old with her requires that I be alive to grow old with her. So I'm doing my best so I can spend as much time with Mrs. Torn 3 as I can. Because she really is the light of my life. Sorry if I'm getting sappy, but just kind of doing stream of consciousness as I think about things. So if I get too heavy, let me know and I'll gear it back a bit. But okay, give me just a second here, folks. I'm gonna mute. Okay, I'm back. Oh, and for another bit of humor, I had to borrow Mrs. Torren's needles so that I could finish off Kurt's braid because I couldn't find the needles I had up here. Well, it turns out I did have them. They fell in the computer case. They're in a plastic case, so no harm, no foul, but I don't know how it wound up inside the computer. I do have an open bay, so it is possible. I just don't know how it happened. I'm wondering if Mr. Serby was up here and he was playing around and batting at it, and in the process of batting at it, when it started falling, he bumped it into the open bay. Because if I remember right, it was sitting on top of that computer. But I don't know. Just a little bit of humor there. Or at least it was humorous to me. All right, we are almost done with this move. I'm making good time on these today. Of course, there's not a ton of parts that I have to pull out and sort ahead of time. And having pre-sorted by type and color seems to have helped a lot. All right, we are done with that move. Let's see. All right. Ooh, let me catch up real quick here. Gwen says, what's the wheel? In case you didn't see that, yeah, Gwen says, thank you. Amelia says, what's the wheel? Let's see, where did I put it? Give me a second here. It is a PlayStation. Yeah, I just knocked something off. RWA Racing Wheel, Apex. It says PlayStation, but it does. Sorry, I gotta be careful how I move around here. I don't want to accidentally fall down. All right, then let's see. Where did this one fall off from? There we go. It says PlayStation, but it does say that it is PC compatible, and I will use it with a USB. It's got the wheel and the pedals, and I get to use the method that I suggested for Jeff and Flux of keeping the pedals where you want them on the floor. I am going to use painter's tape, aka this stuff, where I put tape on the floor, sticky side down. I put tape on the underside of the pedals, and then I put super glue on top of the tape that's on the floor, put the pedals down, and it holds there. And then when I am done with it, I just kind of gently well, not necessarily, carefully pull it up until the tape comes off from one or the other, and then just peel off the tape. I wouldn't leave it the tape in place for more than maybe a couple of weeks, because even though it's not supposed to be a residue-y type tape, it will eventually leave residue on stuff if you leave it there long enough. All right, I need 16 2x4s. I think I saw some 2x4s in here. Nope, that's 2x3s. Oops, let me finish catching up with the chat. Gwen, what wheel? Melee Cormier. Anjanasque says, I didn't understand it either, Melee. And Melee says, for the truck streaming. Yes, that is correct. And Anjanasque, but I'm technologically challenged. Gwen says, oh, I don't know either. Gwen says, here's the link to Torin's game channel. Thank you very much for that. Probably Friday, if things go well at the doctor's and I'm still home, is when I will first try it. Because I'll get the computer set up Wednesday and make sure things are working, and then try it on Friday. All right, so I need 16 of these. So we got 8. And 6 is 14, and 15, and 16. There we go. Let's see, here's another stack of 2x4s. Let's go ahead and combine these so I have less pieces to look through. There we go. Just going to separate these real quick. And Jeanette says you spent time in hospital last year. Yeah, from like about the 28th of August to the 6th of September. I had muscle weakness to the point where I could not stand, and double lung pneumonia after being sick with some sort of virus for about 3 weeks. They managed to knock out the virus and antibiotics and whatever, and steroids and antivirals and a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't know exactly what it was. But after I got out of the hospital, like about 2 weeks later, I was feeling stronger than I'd been in 5 years, like at least the last 5 years. And that lasted up until about the start of December, and then it started up again. So we're not sure what's going on with it. We're trying to find out. And Anjanette says, I apologize, I'm unable to help with super chats. No worries on that. I do not want anybody to super chat if it causes them any financial difficulty whatsoever. The fact that people are here in the chat and they watch regularly and they interact helps quite a bit, and I appreciate every little bit of it. If you have the ability to super chat, I am doing the goal type thing just because YouTube is suggesting it. But I have no expectation for anybody ever super chatting. And I don't want anybody who watches what I do to feel any type of guilt or discomfort if they can't do that. So no worries on that. I'm glad you're here. And having been in a lot, not great financial situations myself, I entirely understand that. The only reason I tend to super chat a fair amount these days is because I can use it. I can essentially write it off on my taxes as advertising because I'm trying to direct people to my channel. So I've got that going for me. But yeah, for me, it's a business expense. For everybody else, if you can, it is absolutely appreciated. If you can't, don't do it. I would rather you be here and enjoy the chat rather than feel any sort of obligation on that part. Sorry if I'm ranting a bit on that, but I want to be very clear with that. And Gwen says, hitting the like button, sharing, watching the video helps 23, as well as super chats. Yes, definitely. Thank you, Gwen. And Jeanette says, the wheel sounds like fun. And Melee says, good idea. You don't those pedals to, you don't, I'm assuming you mean you don't want those pedals to move while trying to park. Yeah. And I figure I'll be much better at the game when I have actual proper controls. And yep, Melee says don't want. And Janesk, well, hard to see, but I think those are either smiling or laughing emojis. All right, so, all right. Let me see. All right, I think we are good here. Okay. All right, so I got the 16 here. Now I need 8 of the round ones, 2x2s. Okay, they're definitely in this bag then. Oh, yeah, I see them. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I need 16 1x3 blue ones. All right. It's hard to see, but I believe they are rounded. So that would be this stack here, because I don't think I have enough of any other style of part to get 16 out of. So helps if I use the right end of the wrench. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so we have 1 extra of these. All righty. We've been going on about 45 minutes. Okay. And these go on top of posts here. And for each face, I'm assuming that looks right. Just trying to square them up in case they need to be square for the next next layer, which I'm assuming they will be. All right. So I'm going to run, like I said, probably till about 5:30 or whenever Mrs. Torin decides she wants to have dinner. So when that happens, I'll end the stream, have dinner. Then I'm going to try and spend a little bit of time out in the shop. I did a community post where I showed a picture of the organizing drawers that I have printed out on my printer. The orange filament for the last two drawers arrived just right before the start of the stream, along with the wheel. But I will be waiting until the current print is done, because I've got just a little bit of orange left on one wheel, not enough for a set of drawers, and I'll transition it over when I start up the last set of the drawers. And then once that is done, I'm not sure what else I've got to print that I want to print, but I'll have to figure out, because as long as I've got it, if it's printing, I theoretically can use it to help me do stuff. I might do another set of drawer things, maybe do larger drawers, like where it's 6 instead of 8 drawers for the thing. All right, that's looking pretty good. All right, and okay, let's see. It looks like these extend out from the center. Just have to be careful, because it'll be easy to push them over if you're not careful in how you apply the force down. And when this is done, I'll do a side-on view for you folks so you can see what it looks like from the entryway. There are also some other accessories I'm thinking of doing for helping out the shop and whatnot. But yeah, I want to be able to do more shop streams. It's still pretty cold out there, even with the heater running, so I got to be careful, but it should start warming up. One of the plans I've got, especially if I can get my mobility back, is I want to insulate the inside of the garage. It's a cinder block building, no insulation to speak of. And there are some cracks between it's a 70-year-old building, and the ground is shifted, so there's some gaps between the cinder blocks I want to cover up so that the wind can't go through. There's a hole that was used for a chimney that I currently run the power line for the mini split through. That I've got some. I picked up some hard insulation foam that I'm going to see if I can't cut out and make a bunch of discs with a little slot in it that fit through there, that I can use that to keep the wind from coming in there. And then I want to use that kind of foam on the underside of the roof. Or it's not how my mind says I should say that. And I know that is a regional variation, so I don't know if I picked up the regional or if I'm expecting to hear the regional and it's different from where I grew up. That's still a little wobbly. Those I might glue. I'm not sure. It depends on how the higher layers go. All right, so the next one here, we need 32 of the 90s. All right, so let's pull all the small stacks out, see if we can't use them up. All right, that's probably enough there. All right, so we have 32 of them, and they need to be positioned such that they go like this. All right, so I need 16 of those. Let's just go ahead and put these together now. All right. Okay, 1, 2, well, I'll count when I'm closer to being done. All right. Let's see, if we need 16 of them, I can divide them up into groups of 4. That way it's visually easy to tell what it is that I'm doing. All right, so there's a group of 4. So I'm trying to think what else it was I was going to talk about the shop. Brainstall, sung to the tune of Pinky and the Brain's Brainstem. Or it was just the Animaniacs. It may not have been Pinky and the Brain. Does this not hurt your fingers? It has in the past. I don't know if I've just built up calluses, but unlike a lot of the, that's two there, unlike a lot of the cheaper Lego-like mini blocks, these ones actually work pretty well, kind of like regular Legos. They're, having to push too hard to put them together and pull them apart. I'm also using this wrench to pull it apart when it takes a bit more force than I would like. 1, 2, 3, okay, and 4. And but no, my fingers are actually holding up pretty well. I work in a machine shop, so I tend to use my hands a lot doing things. So I don't know if I just generally have calluses. I actually wind up having to use hand moisturizer so that I don't have super rough calluses to snag on the silk when I'm braiding. And let's see, that's 3 of them. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Also, unlike when I was on the Lego podcast, Lego Law, Lumber, Life, and Libations, I don't have, I'm not doing as long of streams as I did for that. Those were 5-hour plus streams, and I've only been doing about 2 hours at a stretch and a couple of days off in between. So it's actually hasn't been that much exposure per se for doing this. And okay, that goes there, and that there. All right, I can toss these 2 back in the bag. All right, so I got those. Oh, still I need to put these together. And then I need 8 of the 2x2s with a single pin on top. 16 2x3s, 4 of the 2x4 flat tops, and 4 of the 2x6s. All right, and there we go with that. All right, so 2x6s right here. This is what I would do to kind of where it would take a lot of finger strength, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'll put the one here. Okay. All right, so I think the 2x3s were in here. Yep. So I need 16 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I can see that one easily, so I'll do that as 11 and just pull off of this next stack. 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. There we go. All right. So I got that. I got that. The rest of them are in here. 8 of the 2x with a single pin, 4 of the 2x4s. And so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 4, 6, and 8. There we go. Sorry, let me take that off the screen. There we go. All right, so we are on move 31. All right, so I gotta pull out the camera to see what it is exactly they're doing here. Though before I do that, I can get these put up here. And square these up. These ones are a little easier to do because they are supported all the way down. Well, not necessarily all the way down, but they did get incorporated in not too far back. I am currently on book 4 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. They are on the 4. They are on level 4 of the dungeon. There have been some not so appealing changes in how they interact with the system. They are on a very short time scale, and they for this level, though it's a bit longer than the absolute minimum, and they're having to work against some pretty decent handicaps, which is to be expected, because the show they're on is not great. I mean, the dungeon is not great for them. Carl and Princess Donut are extremely powerful for where they are, and they're both in the top 10. They've added a new permanent member to their team, Katya. She is a doppelganger, and she can change shape, change her size, things like that. So, all right, and these go there. Oh, I forgot to show you. Sorry. Oops. Okay, I knocked something off, and I'm not sure what it was, but I think it might be needed, so I'm going to go look for it real quick. But we're getting there. All right, let's see if I can find what it was I knocked off the table. I see what I knocked off. At least I think that's what it was I knocked off. Okay, yeah, I just realized something. I forgot to brought up something I needed to take and forgot to take it. My memory is not the greatest. I apologize for that. It's probably why I'm having trouble focusing, because it's my ADD med. All right. And we are back to sitting down again. Okay, let's get the rest of these in until it's just the ones I have no idea what it is I'm doing with them. These don't get secured. The ones that keep falling over or falling off, I probably will wind up breaking out the super glue in a little bit and fixing them so they don't pop off. Okay. All right, let's see what that is we are doing here. All right, let's focus in. Okay, so all right, so 2 by 3, and then step down to the right. So this, whoops, knocked that one off. All right, so this goes like that. And on all of them, I think, at least that looks like that's how it's designed to do it. So I'll get these in place real quick first, and then do the weird double corner ones that I've been assembling. All right, so 1, 2, and 3, and yeah. I think I might need a pair of tweezers or something like that for some of these when they start falling in. There we go. Okay. All right, so that goes there. 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 That's interesting. Why does that one look close? Oh, that's why. This one got put the wrong way on. There we go. Now that'll look right. Yep, relative to the others. Okay, good. And there. And there. All right, so these get placed like, let's try that again. Get placed like that. And that. And once I get the hang of it, whoops. I say that as I break one apart and throw it around. All right, let me catch up real quick here. And Janesk says, ooh, beautiful. And Millie says, I haven't finished the third book. I was supposed to before 2025. I am sorry to hear that. Gwen says, nice, making great progress today. And Gwen says, you don't know your own strength. That's like the third time you've knocked a piece off today. Well, these aren't like super secure ones. So it's not so much my strength as the I have mass and I can move quickly, if not necessarily strongly. And why is that doing that? All right, let's try this again. All right, so it goes like that. And these are some of the ones I might wind up saying I should have super glued them. We'll have to see how it goes. All right, that is one side tower done. All right. See if I can get the rest of these done correctly. Of course, since they're only being held on by like one pin, these can slide around a little bit. So I gotta be careful with them. Sorry, the chair is creaking a little bit. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it's annoying me. I don't know if it's just because I'm moving a little bit or. All right, and 2 of the 4 are done. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, if these start falling off, I'm just gonna go ahead and start super gluing them. Just because I don't want to have to fight this a lot. I don't think I've got the patience level to do that this week. Oh, I still haven't been able to get the camera to work again on the 3D printer. I'm not sure why. I've tried 2 different cameras on it that worked before, and I'm not sure why it's not doing it now. I gotta see if I can't get some tech support on that. I mean, theoretically, I can supposedly just go ahead and like uninstall all those features and reinstall them. The only thing that has me pausing on that is that it's possible that since it stopped working when the power went out, I was on a battery backup and the battery backup kept failing. So I took it off the battery backup. Haven't had any other problems since then related to the power loss. But I'm wondering if it's possible that I might have lost one of the USB ports on it. Don't know if I should just get like a USB hub and plug it in to the working port that's controlling the printer and split it off there. Have to think about it. And the camera that I thought was no longer working that caused the problem. All right, so there we go. One drop there, and there we go. Give it a second there. Make sure it's correctly oriented. There's enough of it, it's sticking to my fingers, so that's probably way too much. But I'll give it a second to. Yeah, it's trying to glue my fingernail to my finger, which doesn't do a whole lot other than feel bad. All right, and Jeanette says, Raw and Lumber maybe will help with your 3D printer. I'll have to see about that. I actually am probably a more skilled at that as far as the technical end, because I did tend to actually I was the one who pointed him to like CNC routers and stuff like that. I mean, he does have a lot of practical experience, but I think we're using different brands and different controllers. I don't know if he's using a Clipper system or if he's using Marlin. If it's using a Bamboo, it probably is a Clipper system. So we'll have to see how it goes. Great. Way too much super glue on my fingers. All right, let's see if this works here. All right, that one's there. And hello, dear. Sounds like Mr. Sergey is coming up to visit. All right, there we go. And I do email with Rob occasionally about other stuff as well. So I know he's really busy. New family dynamics, new house, new shop. All right, so that's all of them there. Okay, good. We're ready for the next one. All right, so for the 2x10s, for the 2x8s. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I believe believe that's 2x8 stack here. Yep. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and 8 1x3s, or 8 2x3s, sorry, not 1x3s. All right, I think I've got, yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 16 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And I will reach down and pet the cat so that he does not decide to go mountain climbing on my leg with full claw extensions, which he has done before. That was rather unpleasant. All right, so I need 8 of the round 1x's, regular height. 1, 2. Ah, there is that last one that I needed that I couldn't find earlier. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it looks like I have run out of them. All right, so let me see if I can find a replacement for the tall one that I'm using 3 of the others with. All right, so don't seem to have any in there. Okay, let's see what I've got available over here. All right, so I am going to at least temporarily replace it with a tall brown one if I can't find anything else. Let's dig around this other one for a second here. All right. Let's see, what have we got? Well, I have a gray one. That would probably fit better than the brown one. I'm just lucky that these are actually the same size micro ones because I think they're from different companies. All right. I am not seeing a better alternative yet, so I'm probably going to go with that, the gray one. Okay, well, that works. All right, so that gives me 1 extra of the short round ones. Okay, so take this one off. Those are the 2 I needed. Looks like I got to use the wrench on this. I'll just toss that extra one in there. See, can I divide this up easily. There we go. All right. And then this one goes like that. And put that one back here. All right. So I think I've got all the pieces for this level. Yes. All right. So let's see what it is I'm doing. Okay. So the extra wide ones are going to be centered up here. All right. So there. 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 And there. All right. And Mr. Serby the cat is shifted to the other side, waiting patiently for Pettins, which he's getting right now. Excuse me. All right. So these ones looks like they get centered up here. Yep. Make sure they are carefully placed so they don't knock anything over as I press them down. I don't knock anything over as I press them into place. There we go. They're a little uneven in position, so I got to be careful to get them lined up. All right. And okay, these little ones go on top of these 2x2s with the single post on top. Yeah, we've been at it for about an hour and 20 minutes, not too bad. We're currently on move 32 of, I believe, 48. So I think we're just under 3/4 of the way done. I could be wrong on that. My math, I'd have to actually run the numbers. Sorry, I just looked weird from the angle I was looking at, like one side was higher than the other. It's just the angle I was looking at. Okay, so, all right, and then the 2x3s are on this side here, giving us a cross or X formation. Gotta be careful because, like I said, these are not exactly perfectly positioned. Some are closer than others are, some are further away. And you want to make sure that you get things lined up to where they can press down without pushing too much force and knocking it over, which I have done on more than one occasion. Though putting these in place does help line them up properly, so that's a plus there. All right, and then these 90 degrees just fill in the corner here, so we have a closed off top. And it doesn't leak through the holes when it rains. All right. We are getting there. Almost done with this layer. Whoops. All right. And Janas says, I need to hop off. Thank you all for entertaining me. Please take good care. And Gwen says, and Janas, have a great rest of your day. And Anne says, thanks, hon. You too. You have a good day, Anne. Thank you for stopping by. And Gwen says, thank you. All right, oop, that one needs a little bit of assistance. All right, so this was not a glued one. And let's make sure that one's nice and secure. Everything's in place. Why is that? Crap. Where did that go? I didn't even, no. Did it split apart? Actually, it was one piece that came off. All right, so if I do that, I think that's how it's supposed to go. Right, carefully. All right. If I wind up with the right number of ones, I'll know I got the one that flew off. There we go. Yep, it does look like I got that one. Hopefully I don't have any more that are as difficult. Almost done with this move. And there we go. All right, so move 33. All righty, let's see. All right, so we need 1x3, 1x4, and 1x6s. So there's a 1x4, 1x3, and there's the 1x6s. Okay, so we need 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and let's pop out that center one there. 4. And 8 of the 1x4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 4 of the 1x6s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, 12 of the 90s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There we go. And 4 of the 2x2s. See it in this bag. Oh, there we go. I see them. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. All right, and 8 of the 2x3s, 16 of the 2x4s. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4. Okay, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. All right. So we need 2 of, okay. All right, so it's a 2 by 2, a 1 by 3, and a 90. So the 1 by 3 sits like this, and the 90 goes underneath in the center, and then the 2 by 2 goes on top there over the other 2 pieces. All right, so we need 2 of these. All right. So again, it is 1 by 3. And underneath, the 90 goes in the middle, and the 2 by 2 goes over the top here. All right, I need to let Mr. Serby out. He's decided that I'm not paying enough attention, and he wants to go with the other fun people. That would have been much easier if I was in better health, having to go down and back upstairs. But I am doing relatively well for my current physical shape, so I can't complain too much. All right, and then we have a 1 by 6 and a 2 by 3 here, and then 2 by 4 extending, 2 by 4, and then 2 by 3 on this side. So I need 4 of these. Okay. If I start them out like this, it's probably a little easier for me. Gives me lock in on orientation, and then 2 by 3, 2 by 3. Got 2 of those now. Okay, orientation lock in. And orientation lock in sounds kind of like a psychological paper description. All right. There should be the last of these that needs to be made up. All right, and I need 2 of opposite orientation of these. So 2 90s, 2 1 by 3s, and 2 2 by 2s. Okay, so 1 by 3 there, and the 90 faces this way, and the 2 by 2 goes here. So yeah, these are mirror imaged versions of, whoops, I did the 2 by, or did I? Ah, the 1x3 was off a little bit. There we go. So yeah, mirror image versions. Okay, let's get this one lined up in the proper location. Yeah, I hear fire alarm. Calling people to the fire station. Okay, so, all right. So it looks like these ones here get centered up this way. Or do they go over the edge? I think they go over the edge. It doesn't really show, but I think that's the proper orientation for these. So let's go ahead and set that one there. And it looks like okay, so I gotta use the camera. I can't quite make out what it's showing me. Okay, so okay, got it. All right, so we have a 90 that goes here. Okay. And then let's see which way is that facing? Okay, so this one goes here. Let's make sure that get things placed properly. There we go. Okay, so if that's there, then this one goes there. And okay, so this one would go, make sure they don't fall apart as you're placing them. Okay, that does look like I have the right orientation. So this goes over the edge here. Whoops, fell off. All right, make sure that's nice and secure. And then we have a 90 go. Oops. Gotta be careful. Get that lined up before. There we go. All right, and then I believe this goes here. And let me go ahead and get this one in place here, since I think we have the right orientation going and I understand what it is we are doing. Okay. All right. Okay. And 90s go there. Oops. Don't flip it up. Don't flip it up. Just getting it in place. And there. And there. All right, now this one corresponds. Okay. All right, so okay. Just making sure I got them in the right location, the right ones. And then this one. This one goes there. All right. I think that's all of those. And then these go here and here. That one is not actually. Okay, let's see. Oops. This one is falling off. All right, so if I put that there, push up there, then, okay, where did there we go. All right, so then this goes back on here. Give a bottom support, or actually let's, crap, wrong one. All right, there, that's in place. Let's see if we can't get this one back up under. I just do not have a sufficient manual dexterity. All right, so maybe if I put it like that. All right. Let's see if I can do this with two pieces of tooling. All right. So there we go. And get that off, and then put this one to get that back in place. All right. So both of those are down, and that goes there. And this goes here. All right. Let's see if I can do this without making a horrible mess. All right. Line it up, and okay, I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's acceptable. All right, let's, oops, that was not lined up. All right. Thinking these might have been better to build upside down and work your way up and then flip it over and put it in place. All right, so this one goes here, and that one went in fairly well. All right, that one went on. Let's see. Okay. And That one's definitely needs some assistance. All right, and I think that's good. Whoops, no, that is not. That is not lined up properly. At least I don't. Okay, no, it is okay there. All right, it just looked like it was sitting on top of rather than properly seated. All right, and all right, so that one's down there. That looks like it's angled a little bit again. Let's see if I can't line that up better. All right, there we go. At least they all look like they're on the same planes now. All right, let's see. Melee says, do you have an idea of the next microblocks you're going to build? I'm not sure the next microblocks, but the next build I'm going to do is actually a full-on, full-size Lego. Mrs. Torin gave me a Lego set for my Christmas gift. So I am looking forward to that. And that's the one I'm going to do after this build. Yeah, I know I do a lot of the smaller stuff, but if Mrs. Torin is going to get me a full-size set, I'm more than happy to build that. All right, let's see. Carefully. Oops. Angle that right. Let's see. Angle. All right. And all right, I think those are good. And there we go there. And there we go there. All right, I think we're good from there on out. All right, so that was 33 we just finished up. We are ready for 34. Let me, I'll just set this over here because I'll probably have to use it again before I'm done. Got about theoretically 15 minutes or so. All right, so 34. All right, looks like we got two 2x8s. So I'll leave that out. Yeah, there we go. All right, so two of these. 1 and 2. And 10 of the 2x6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 4 2x4s. There's a shorter stack here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 4 2x3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 20 of the 90s. All right, so 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. And 4 of the 1x2. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And actually, these are small enough in each bag. I can just go ahead and combine them. All right, that way I don't have to like figure out which bag I'm looking through. Okay. All right, so, yep, I did say I was going to need the camera again. Okay. All right, so 2x6 and 2x8 on each end. So let's see. Yep, 2x6, 2x8, 2x. Yep. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too much. And take that one off. And jam that down. And that goes there. And I believe that goes like that. And okay. All right, got that back together fairly quickly. And on the sides, I believe okay, 2x6, 2x6, and then 2x4s. Okay, 2x6, 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 2x6. All right, and the 2x4s extend out one either side of the two rows of 2x6s. Okay. All right, so got those, and then we have, all right, 2x3, extending so 2x3 goes there, and 2x2 goes there, and 90. All right, so I think I've got what this is supposed to be. All right, 2x3 there, 2x3 there, 2x3 there, and hello, dear. Stream is active. Do you want me to mute the microphone? She has her headphones on. Stream. Hello. Stream is active. You want me to mute the microphone? Or are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right. And 1 by 2 here. And 1 by 2 here. All right, let me catch up with chat real quick here. And Gwen says the lighting must be messing with your vision. And Gwen says, hello, Mrs. Torrin.
Hello, Gwen.
I hope you heard that. She said hello back. And Mr. Serby is back up here again. And there's the 1 by 2 for that. And 90 there. And 90 there. All right. And looks like I could have put it here. All right. So, a 2 by 6 in the middle, and then 90s on either side. So 2 by 6 in the middle. Huh. Did I not get 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I must not have gotten 10 of them. I don't know why I missed on that. All right, so 1 and 2. There we go. And that goes there. And that goes there. And then these 90s just kind of fill out, covering up the little holes. That one didn't seat properly. Let's see if I can't fix that. All right, there we go. Yeah, just. And Gwen says, yes, I heard her. I'm glad that's the case. All right. And let's get these in place. See if I want to do another move before I finish up for today. I do have to say that the people who said that Orca Slicer works better with my particular brand and style of printer, being a Delta FL Sun brand, they do seem to be the case. I don't know if it's because I found pre-tuned profiles online and installed them, but there are a lot less voluminous settings for tweaking things that probably don't really affect much of anything at all, or can mess things up easily, that it is much easier to use, at least for my particular one, having downloaded the pre-done profile. Oops. All right. So, all right, 2 by 8s. I need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 by 6s. I need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 2 by 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 of the 90s, and 12 of the 1 by 2s. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12 of these. So there's 10 there, and these two, that makes 12. That was easy to count those out. All right, so for the corner gazebo type structures, I need a 2x4 and two 1x2s. So a 2x4 centered up, 1, 2. Oh, nope. I need to change their orientation 90 degrees so that they lock together better, and it's not sitting on top, it's like crossing over. Gotta remember to do things like that so they don't get wobbly when you can avoid it. All right, and 1x2, 1x2. No, that one's not. There we go. 1x2. Yeah, I think the lighting issue is that it gives a shadow that makes it look like it's one step above where it's supposed to be, and it's just because it's just a little bit dark in the wrong spot. Makes it look weird. There we go. And two more, and the corner ones are done for this layer. All right. There we go. And all right, the center section, we have 1x6 here on these faces. All right, and then 2x8s behind them. 1, 2. At least the center seems to be structurally sound enough. I can use a little bit of force, make it a little more satisfying popping them in place. Oh, speaking of popping, I made the mistake of accidentally pausing over a short that was doing one of those pimple popping things, and then my entire feed got like corrupted by it, and it's like, ah. So I'm now having to go down and, don't recommend or things like that on all the things I see just to get it out of my feed. All right. Let's go there. And so then the 90s go here. There we go. And there. 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 And these go here, there, here, and everywhere. All right. That was layer 35. So 36. We have 16 2x4s. I need 2 stacks for that. Oh, those are 2x3s. There's another stack of 2x4s. All right, so we need 16 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hearing yet another fire alarm outside. 4 of the 2x2s. Let's see, where did that stack go? I know it's in here because they're all in here. Ah, there they are. Stuck way down in the corner. All right, so I need 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 1 left, so that's probably the last of those we'll see. The rest come from this box here. All right. And Gwen says, yeah, that's annoying when that happens. I had to turn off the autoplay videos on my account. It has cut down on a lot of that sort of thing happening. Yeah, I don't have autoplay on. It was just kind of, I was going through shorts just because occasionally I get stuck in the shorts thing when I see one that would look interesting and just scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. And I accidentally scrolled up on the wrong one and didn't scroll up fast enough to register as I wasn't interested in scroll up. All right, and 4 1x1 squares. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Definitely getting a lot easier to pick out what I need from that. All right, so these go on the top here now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then we have a 1x4 on the center face there, and 1x4 there, 1x4 there. And it looks like it's universal for the symmetry. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, and 6, and okay, 1 more up on this side, and this side, that side, and 2x2 there, there, and there, and there, and the 1x's go in these corners. Alrighty. Layers are definitely getting faster. All right, so for 36, I need, oh no, that was one I just did. All right, so 37. I need 4 of the 4x6s, which I believe are in here. All right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's all of them. 4 of the 2x4s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 of the 2x3s. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Some of these parts are getting a little scarce to find. Actually, there's 2 separate stacks of 2x3s. Let's go ahead and combine them so they're easy to find next time. And here's some more. I don't know if these are just getting broken apart or if I've been pulling from different stacks, but it's probably a good idea to consolidate them. All right. Makes things easier to find. All right, and for the 90s, 1 and 2, 3, and 4. And 4 of the 1x2s, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 4 of round yellows. Are they transparent or not transparent? Let me take a quick look with the camera. All right, so nope, they are not transparent ones I'm dealing with. Okay, so the solid yellow ones. That is this bag here. All right, so 4 of these. And they're round ones, so actually probably be easier to just pour it into my hand, pick them out, and then pour the rest back in. One of them even jumped out for me, hopefully. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I just knocked one off, and okay, that one went there. All right, and actually for the next 2 ones, I need 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the 1x1 squares. The next one is 4 more 1x1 rounds. So let's go ahead and pull those all out now since I know I need them for the next 3 moves. All right. So everything for move 37 is out here now. All right, so we have, looks like we do a 1x2 center of each of these faces. And behind it, we do a 4x6. So 1, come on, you can do it. Reminds me of that Rob Schneider meme. You can do it. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's getting kind of cold up here. My fingers are getting a little cold. All right, so 1, 2. And Gwen says, oh, those yellow ones are very colorful. Thank you very much. I didn't have a choice in the color, but it's nice that they picked a good contrasting color. To the yellow contrasting with white isn't exactly what I'd call that interaction, but yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, and then 2x4s, 1 up on this side and this side, and same for the opposite side. Make sure that's nice and secure. All right, and then we have 2x3 that goes here, here, there, and there. And then we have the 90s go in there and there, there, and there. And the yellow ones go on the top of these stacks. 1. Actually, I can see for the next two moves what I need to do with all the yellow ones. So we go a round single, a square single, and a round single. So we'll just do the round ones there. Square ones there. And I shouldn't be interfering with anything on the other layers doing these now, or other moves. There. And there. 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 And there. All right. Move 38. We have 12 2x4s, 4 2x3s. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we need 8 90s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and all right, and 4 1x4s. All right, so 2, 3, and 4. All right, so that's it for this move. Okay, so 2 of the 1x4s go here. This kind of rocks back and forth a little bit. Got to be careful with that. And 1 and 2. Okay. Looks like we are fully symmetrical for this move. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And a 90 and a 1x4. So 1x4s go there. And there. There. And nope, not fully symmetrical for the rest of it. Let's see. This one comes off. All right, so all right. Nope, looks like I misread that. Okay, so it's not 1x4s there. It's 2x4s. Oops. All right, so 2x4 there. 2x4. Whoops. Did it in the wrong spot. All right, so wrench lifts it up here, and there we go. All right, and now the 90s go in here. Okay. All right, and okay, the 1x4s go off at this end. And they're off by 1, which puts them up against that face. All right. Okay, is it symmetrical on the other side? Yes, that does look right. So that there, 90 there, 90 there, and there, and there. All right, so then we've got 90 here. $90 here, 90 here, and 90 there. All right, and then 2x3s go there, 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 and there. All right, next layer, we have 2x8s, 4 2x6s. All right, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 4 2x4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 90s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the 1x4s, we have 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so okay, so I just did this one, so now it's this one. Okay, did I get the right counts? Yeah, I think I did. It's the same on those. All right, so it looks like we are at 1x4 here. Here. There. And there. All right, and 2x6s. Center those up. All right, so I got those 2x6s there, and then 90s on each end. So that'll do our 90s for this layer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Huh. I must have miscounted. Sorry about that. There we go. And there. And there. All right, so got those in. And Looks like we have 2 by 8 there and there and 2 by 4 there, 2 by 4 there. Oh, I don't have a 2 by 3. Oh, those are 90s. Okay, that was confusing. All right, so they were like that. Okay, so I didn't miscount. I just was looking at it wrong. All right, let's put those back on here. There we go. All right. I was wondering where that 1 2 by 3 was going to go. All right. And see if I can get this out of here. All right. There we go. All right, so that was 39. All righty. On to move 40. All right. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so 2 by 8s. All right, so we got 4 of those. 1 2 3 4. 4 1 by 6s. 1 2 3 4. 4 90s. 1 2 3 and 4. And 4 1 by 4s. 1 2 3 4 and 4 1 by 2s. 1 2 3 and 4. Move these over here to the active side. And all right, we need the 1 by 2s here. 1 2 3 and 4. All right, and then 1 by 6s. Center them up. 1 2. That is still rocking back and forth. Just got to be careful that I don't push so hard it knocks it all the way off one side or the other. 3 and 4. All right, and then it is 2 by 8s. 1 2 3 and 4. And okay, the 90s and a 1 by 4. 90s on the front and back side, lining up with the 2 by 8s. 2 3 and 4. And these line up with this edge here. 1 2 3 and 4. Move 41 is 8 2 by 3s. 1 2 3 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 4 90s. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 2x4s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 2x4s in one from the 2x2s that we're on, or 1x2s. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have 2x3 up from each side by 1. So that's 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the 90s go in the corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so that was move 41, and 42 is 2 2x10s. 1, yeah, don't want to mess up my fingers doing that. 2, 2 2x6s. And 1, and 2, and 2 2x4s. 1 and 2, and 8 90s. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. And let's just put these stacks together. And there we go. All right, so 8 of those, 2 2x2s, and 4 1x1s. Square ones. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so on move 42, we're doing a 2x2 on the front end and back end. 1 and 2. All right, then we do a 2x6. 1 and 2. And then we do the individual 1x's there, there, get the orientation right. There we go. Okay. All right, 1x, and then the 2x8s centered up on each side. 1, 2. All right, and okay, so it looks like then do a 90 and a 90 corner to corner. It's a little hard understanding that, but I think I got it now without having to resort to the camera. And there, 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 and there, and then a 2x4 there, and there. All right, that looks right. Next move, 43. We have 2 more 2x8s. There we go. 1 and 2. 2 1x6s. 1 and 2. 2 2x4s. 1 and 2. 4 90s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 2 1x4s. All right. There's a 1x4. Okay. Those are rounded edge ones, so there should be at least one more 1x4 in here somewhere, if I didn't get shortchanged. Oh, yep, they're right here. Sorry. Just couldn't see them. My pattern recognition skills failed me once again. 1, 2. All right, there we go. Okay, so for this one, 2x4 extending in 1 there and there and one by 4 extending in there and there, and then 1x6s there and there, and 90, 90 line up. You know you want to line up. There we go. And 90 and 90. And then we have the 2x8 and 2x8. And did I miss one? All right, here's a 1x4. All right, so we had 2 of them, 1 and 2. Or no, we had 1 and 2. All right, that does look right. Okay, so I guess I knocked an extra one off. Okay, and the next one is 4 2x6s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see. Gwen says, what level are you on now? Or rather, what move are you on now? I am on step 40, or step 44, which means I only have like 4 more after this. So I've been figuring I'm going to just go ahead and keep pushing until Mrs. Torrin tells me it is time for dinner. Because at least these levels don't take long to do, so it won't take much to finish up a current level. 1, 2, 3, and 4 1x4s, and 4 individual 1x1 squares. It's also much easier to read the moves now. 2, 3, 4. All right, so for this move, we have our 1x4s in 1 on each of these. So 1, 2.
Are you ready for dinner? It's ready for you.
Thank you, dear. I'll be down in a couple minutes. And she just called it. Let's see. Can I finish it up really quick? All right. So 2x6. 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 And very carefully shake that one out. And just so you can see, we are really close to being done with this. And 1x4 is there, 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 and there. All right, so 45 is 2x10, 2 2x10s, 1 2x8. So 1 and 2 of the 2x10s. And 1 2x8. 2 2x4s, 2 2x3s, and 8 of the 90s. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Okay, so 2x4 in 1, and 2x4 in 1, and 90. Yeah, this would have been a good spot too. 90, 90, 90, and 2x10 and 2x10. 1, 2, and then, all right, so then this one goes there, and these go here and there, and then the 90s fill out the corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and okay, so 1 2x6 and a beige 2x4 2 1x4s, 1, 2, 2 1x2s. Okay, that's all of the white ones. All right, and 2 2x2 beige. All right, let's see. There are 2 1x2s, and I am not. Oh, they're in the baggie here. That's why I was having a hard time seeing them. All right, so 2 1x2s. Yeah, it's going to be faster to do it this way. All right, I see them now. All right, so 1 and 2. And then the rest are all yellow ones. All right, so we have 1 tall yellow round, 2 2x2s with a single pin, and 1 round one, and 1 1 by square and 1 by round. Okay, 1 by square and 1 by round. Okay, so this goes there, and there, 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 and this goes this way, and there. Oops, that one just fell out, not part of this one. Just wondering where that was going. Okay, so that's there. All right, so we have a square one. Okay, so that's assembled. All right, so square, and then a single square, a round one, and then the 2x2 round one, and then another of the 2x2 with a single top post. All right, get that lined up, and then this goes here. This goes in the center here. All right, let's see. Theoretically, we've got 2 moves left. All right, and okay, whoops, slide these off. Let's see how long these 2 moves are going to be. All right, seems a shame to shut the stream down now. All right, so, okay. All right, so we've got 40 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see, 8. And oops. All right. So I think that is 40 there. All right, and 2 2x4s, 1 and 2, and $24 of these. That's at least that, and 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 of these. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2 of these, 1 and 2. All right, and 4 of the yellow rounds. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I just knocked that off. Where did I knock it off to? There we go. All right. So, all right. 5 of these together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just break these apart a bit more. All right, so 5 of these. So 1, 2, 3, and that's 4 and 5. There we go. All right, so 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 5. All right, so I need 8 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and try and finish this one up. Let me catch up with chat real quick here. What fell on the floor? Okay, what fell on the floor? Ow. That was not fun. One of those round ones. Unless you get that 2x3 that popped earlier. Okay, so Kathleen is on. Kathleen says, "Good evening, boys and girls." Gwen says, "Hey, Kathleen." And Kathleen says, "So are we getting down to the wire here?" And Kathleen says, "Yep." And Mrs. Tron has already called in for dinner. And Kathleen says, "Looks like you have a ton of minarets to make." Yep. But I can assemble them relatively easily, hopefully. All right, so let's just get these off. They're separated here. All right, so these ones I can just pop off. Oops. And throw them to the floor easily. Let's go ahead and put that like a dam. All right, so I only need to really take off the middle one. And the others come off easily. So it looks like I take off 5 at a time. All right, or mostly 5 at a time. And let's just, come on. I'm on a time crunch here. Let's get this done quickly. All right, so one, don't go throwing them around, just put them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, make sure they're nice and squished. There we go. I got 4 of the 10 I need to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's a question earlier about whether or not it makes my fingers hurt doing these, and at the end here where my fingers are nice and cold is a little uncomfortable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. This is the point where I got to be careful that rushing does not make it worse. And 5. Like if I miscount, wind up with one taller than the others, and they're a pain in the butt to separate. There we go. All right, so one, two, or that's 3. 4 and 5. All right, so I need 10 of these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. All right, and need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this should hopefully be the last of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Give it a squish. Okay, let's just make sure. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There we go. All right, so we have one of these, then we need 24 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19, 20, 21, and 22. Yeah. Let me just take a quick look at that one again. 23 and 24. Yep, that looks right. Okay, just want to make sure I hadn't knocked a piece off of it. All right, so okay, so these become a cross or an X on here. All right, so and 1, 2. I think I got extras of these, so I'm not going to worry. I'll grab an extra one. If I need to look for it, I will. Okay, so 4. All right, and then we have a single. That one goes here in the center. There. And then we have 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, which go around the outside. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we have another stack of 5. And okay, those go there. Come on. Line up and squish. Okay. All right, and then we have corners again. 1, 1. Actually, what might be easier with this is if I take it and line these up here and take the next one up the round one and There we go, like that. And then, oops. One of them fell off and they're not quite oriented correctly. Okay, so let's just spin these a little. Now I can kind of see why you do it the other way, because if the orientation's off a little bit, it's not easy to place it properly. There we go. All right. See if I can get these on without spinning them out of the way. All right, that looks correct. And line them up. There we go. All right, and one, two, three, four. Okay. Hands are pretty cold here. And one, two, three, and four, and crud. Looks like the next one is only a 4 high. How easy are these to separate? All right, let's see if I can do this and not cut myself. Okay. That actually worked out pretty well. Let's just set that over there out of the way. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So then we go 4. And let's see, can we do something similar with this again? Only without doing the piece where it's harder to get it to line up. Okay. All right. And there we go. And individual one on top there. All right, so I'm getting a little better at these. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then we have 3. 1, 2. All right, so 1, 2, 3. And then we have the white 90s. All right, so we do corners. I'll try it this way here too, because otherwise it looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt. As you put one on, it tries to push the next one off. Okay. Together. And yeah, I'm at least an hour beyond what I was planning. Sorry about that, but I'm getting so close to the end here. All right, so there. And then we have a 90 across, I mean, a 2x4 across, and two 2x2s, and then a 1x4. I mean, a 2x2 with okay. All right, so that's one of the minarets. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so those are actually good. All right, so looks like I have the right number of those. Okay. All right, so let's see if I can't get this done a little faster. All right, so so one there and a loose one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that's second one base done. And come on, don't fight me. Yes, I'm anthropomorphizing, or at least some sort of sentience to plastic. All right, and there. One. So just to give you an example, folks, when I've been saying that the Adderall helps me with the focus, but not the executive dysfunction, I am essentially hyper-focused on these right now, but I am not able to really jump tasks until I'm done, which, as you can see, can cause problems. I'm not expecting it to be a big problem because it's just dinner. If I have to heat it up, I will. Mrs. Torin does understand that I am like this occasionally. I try not to do it too often. All right, and she did tell me when ready, not come down now, please, or something like that. Yeah, come on. All right, let's try it this way. Okay. That's why it's not, at least for this one here. Crud. Yeah. That's one of the ones that dropped. There we go. And there we go. That's nice and squished. All right, and that's all 4 bases. And then each one has another stack of 5. Okay. Squish. 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 There we go. All right. And then after that, we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Let's see with the taller stack if this works better. Because I remember it wasn't quite that difficult, the step on the other ones. All right. Just line those up. And let's see if this will help doing it this way. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all right. There we go. All right, and oops, got to go ahead and get the other 12 off of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There we go. Come on. A second here. Okay, let's see. There we go. I feel mostly okay, except for the fact that I'm just weak. It's frustrating, and but at least it looks like since I was taking it easy the last several days, I'm not significantly getting worse. So I think I will be able to, hopefully, assuming work does not throw me over the edge, so to speak, I should hopefully be able to get to the point where I can, I can get to see the neurologist this Friday before having to go into the hospital. And then hopefully we can come up with a plan of treatment or examination or whatever to get to the point where I am not, that it can be treated without having to go into the hospital. And we can figure out what the heck is causing this and make it go away and not come back. At least that is my sincere hope. All right, and there we go. And let's see. Whoops. I keep bumping that. I am going to push this back at least a little bit for right now, so hopefully I don't lean over it. Kathleen says, our belief in the sentience of non-living objects is why we curse. We are of the belief that the dang things can hear us, and they are usually laughing at us. I can go for that. All right, and let's see. Okay. All right, so there, and just that a little bit. There we go. And there we go. All right, so we have, all right, so then it's 4. I need 3 of them at 4. All right, so let's separate this one out. There we go. All right, so we have 4. See, 3 of those at 4. 1, 2. 3 and 4. All right, squish, squish, and 1 and 2, 3, and 4. Squish. 1. Helps if it's oriented the correct way. Oops, I'm sorry, didn't mean to do it off screen. 2. Oops, this one also needs the roundy rounds. 3, or that's 2. 3, 4, and then 4 stack. Okay, so, all right, so we have those, and okay, so 1, 2, all right, and 4 more. All right, let's see. All right, so we need 12 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. So, and same thing as before. So let's try and okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And falling apart on me. All right, and there we go. And oops, need to break these out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Since this uses kind of a blue to indicate a previous move that you're not putting in parts into, for a second there it looked like I had more lapis on. I had some lapis on the minarets, but apparently I don't. All right, so 1, 2, whoops, and it all falls off. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whoops. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Wiggle it into place. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. One, 2. Line this up a little better. All right, there we go. Okay. Three and 4. Let's get this one lined up. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so, all right, then 3 stacks of 3. 1 and 2, and 3. One and 2, and 3. 1 and 2, and 3. Come on, line up. Line up, line up. All right, and squish, squish. Yeah, that one popped off. And squish. And squish. Almost done. Anywhere you guys would like to be redirected to when I'm done with this one? And squish. All right, so one, actually, it'd be easier if I do it this way. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there we go. All right, so I need 8 more 90s, 2 more 2x4s, and 4 2x2s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one and two. And ooh, looks like I only had just enough of those. All right, so lay flat and in the proper orientation, and I will be much happier. There we go there. And 1 and 2. And actually, if I think about it, it'd be easier to put the 1x2s on top of 2 of them, and then it'll keep the rest of them in better orientation for the last piece to go on. And of course, I only realize this as I'm on the last one, which is okay. Make it easier is better. All right. So, and 1, 2, and 3. All right, and that goes on there. And then the 2 yellow round ones. So I still need 2 more of them over here. And 1 and 2. And 4 of them out of here. I'll just set them here. I don't have to worry about putting them back. All right, so 1 and 1. And 1. And last of the sub-assemblies are done. All right, let me shift around real quick a bit here. And okay, move this over here. And it looks like, yeah, I got knocked a little bit. Let's leave it up. Come on. There we go. And okay, there we go. All right, so those are in place there. All right, so it looks like I'll go ahead and place them here just for an easy, consistent spot. All right, so one, and it looks like that's a little bit different. So on the other corners, but this is the same relative spot. Okay, two. That looks roughly where it's supposed to be. Oops, no. My mistake. Come on. They're a bit forward, but they're in the center here. So they line up with the 2 pins on here. All right, so let's... There we go. And... Okay, so these... I thought I saw one go over the edge. All right, so there and there and there. Crap, where'd it go? Well, at least it's an assembly, so it's easier to find. I think it went under my chest of drawers, which is going to be a pain in the butt to get out, but I don't see it anywhere else that likely would have fallen. Unless it didn't slide off the table. All right, well. I'll get it later. I'm just going to get this done here. All right, so spin it around and then here and there. All right. Let me take this one off of here real quick. And we have our Taj Mahal. Let's see if I can't get a little better focus. All right, there we go. Yay, it's done. All right, let me check quick here. All right, Kathleen says you have my sincerest sympathies and best wishes and prayers, hon. Thank you very much, Kathleen. I appreciate it. Gwen says I'm not sure who's streaming right now. Kathleen says I suspect this won't be the last that you build. You are learning for next time. Thank you. And Kathleen says naturally, if it breaks for it made a break for freedom. And Gwen says woohoo. Maylee says yay, congrats. Gwen says looks good. All right, so let me see. Okay, I need to get into Studio. All right, so open up YouTube. Then I need to go to Studio and wrong account. Okay, switch account to, that's the right account. All right, that much better. I looked at, I saw that I had current subscribers 0. Wrong account. All right, so content and Live. Edit. Wait a minute, let me back up. Did I have monetization off for this? Nope, it's on. Just it looked okay. It was sorry, I'm confused. All right, so customization, add a redirect. Let's see who's available. Huh, I don't see anybody up and running right now. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so let's see. Melee says, yay, congrats. Let's see, Gwen says, looks great. Kathleen says, absolutely lovely. Melee says, thanks for the stream. Take care, y'all. Gwen says, have a great night to Melee. And bon appetit, Torn. Thank you very much. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. As always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding.